What's good, y'all? It's receiver teacher back again with another class in session episode. Today we're going to talk about how to beat cover 2 with the smash concept. Before we get into what the smash concept is and how to run it, we'll talk about how do you actually go about identifying cover 2 pre-snap. And number one, like I always say, all right, is read the safety shell. If you haven't watched the video how to read a safety shell, all right, if there's two safeties deep pre-snap, that means they can either be cover 2 or cover 4. Now the corner's leverage, all right, if they're outside leverage or if their eyes are inside like this guy and this guy, all right, oftentimes it's a good indicator that it's zone coverage. No, not always, but I've made a bunch of videos on my page, all right, how to read coverages. I'm not going to go super in depth on that because the point of this video is the smash concept, so let's get into that. All right, so the smash concept is a very simple passing concept used at all levels of football, all right. It's a high-low read on the corner. Now you might be asking, what's a high-low read? Basically, it's when a defender, all right, a zone defender is threatened at two different levels in the same zone. All right, so the hitch right here from Z is threatening him low, and the corner from Y is threatening him high. All right, that's a high-low read. All right, so it's a very simple progression. You're literally just reading the corner. It's a high-low read. There's a bunch of different ways to run this concept, so I'm not going to show you every single variation, but I'm going to show you a couple. So first up, we got Cal Berkeley. All right here, we're going to get a quick out and then the corner over top, and you'll see very clearly that high-low read we were talking about. All right, and he's got a bunch of space for the catch. So right here, all right, the quick out, again, we see the high-low read in effect, all right? As soon as he goes out, enough time, enough space, all right, to make this throw. As soon as the DB bites on that hitch, right, or this quick out in this case, all right, then you throw it over top in this void in between the corner and the safety, all right? There's just too much space. Right, so this is just one way out of a 2x2 set. I'll move my pretty face. All right, 2x2 set. This is the first way. Now it's the same thing right here. Again, two safeties deep. And look at the corners, all right, outside of the bunch, whatever you want to call it. And then right here, down here, already splitting the man. He's outside again. So right here, this is a clear cover 2 indicator. And now they're running it out of a 3x1. So you'll see the adjustment here. Again, another speed out to the outside, all right, get that corner to bite down. And now the corner is coming wide open, and you see a perfect angle right here. All this space right here in a cover 2 in between the safety and the corner. One thing I like about this variation as well is the number 2 already is coming down here on a seam, and this forces the safety to stay inside. Can't play over the top of the corner as much as he wanted to because he has that seam threatening him down the middle. All right, as we know, the weaknesses of cover 2 are this void right here in between, like near the sidelines, in between the corner and the safety, and then in the middle of the field. So right here on this variation, all right, we're threatening both those weaknesses. All right, it makes it very hard on the defense to cover, and you see this guy's wide open as a result. They actually just, missed the mark, but, just wide open. Now, like I said, you can run this a bunch of different ways, all right? You can go right here, run a bang route, all right, back to the outside and then have a corner. You can have this guy, right, radical inside, straighten up, run the corner, and then this guy has a speed out, all right? So, again, the corner is influenced by that speed out. You can just have the normal hitch and corner. You can have slant and corner, all right? There's a bunch of different variations, but it's always a high-low read, all right? Where is he going to go? Now, right here, if we look at the bottom, all right, the safety is way off the hash. So why is he that far off the hash? If you haven't watched my coverage triangle video, make sure you go check that out. This is a cover 6 indicator, all right? If we look at this triangle, all right, who's the low player? It's probably the corner, all right? Now, the safety is off the hash. This looks like cover 2 right here on this side. Now, if we look up top here in this triangle, all right, who's the low player? It's probably this guy. And notice how this guy's off at depth, all right? He's pretty far off. To me, this looks like cover 4, all right? Now this guy's in the flats. So in a cover 6, all right, it's kind of a disguised cover 3. This guy's going to go to the middle of the field a little bit. This guy's going to cheat over a little bit as well. So now this safety down here, all right, he has the freedom of playing outside the hash like this. And so that makes it a lot easier for this guy to cover that corner route. Another reason, all right, the smash concept might not work is against a Tampa 2. All right, so if you don't know what Tampa 2 is, all right, from my coverage breakdown video, all right, now we have the middle linebacker dropping into a deep middle zone. So what does that do to the safeties? Well, now since the middle of field is no longer a weakness, these guys can play closer to the sidelines, all right? They can move out a little bit because they have that help right here. All right, so in turn, what does that do to the corners? Well, now since they have safeties playing over top, all right, over top of any corner routes right here, deep outs maybe, they don't need to play back as much, right? Like I mentioned in my flood concept video to defeat cover 3, I said that, they play with the 70-30 rule. In a normal cover 2, they would always be playing to the deeper route. But now since they have help over top, all right, they can just let the safety play that route. So in this case, it's incomplete because the safety is able to make a play on the ball because the middle linebacker is now in the void right here. And they can play closer to the sideline. Right now, you may be wondering, well, how do I identify cover 2 so I can know that and not throw the corner? Well, again, just look how far the safety is from the hash, like 10 yards off. He's almost at the numbers, all right, well over top of number 2. All right, this is a clear Tampa 2 indicator, all right? The most important part with any passing concept, but especially the smash concept, is your spacing, all right? You don't want this guy to go too deep on the hitch, and you don't want this guy to go too flat on the corner, all right? You want to take a high angle right here, and then let him throw you here away from the safety, right? If you go too flat, the corner can get you, and if you go too high, all right, the safety's right there, all right? So just perfect high angle to the back pylon, let him throw you down. So that's going to be it for the video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure you hit the like button, comment what you want to see down below next. I read every single comment, and subscribe if you're new.